Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, administrators, faculty, librarians, staff, and students of Bridgewater State University, I proclaim this graduate commencement convocation convened. You may be seated. Thank you to Touch of Brass for providing the processional and recessional music at this evening's ceremony, and to our faculty marshal, Dr. John Marvell, for leading our procession. At this time, and out of respect for today's graduates, I would ask that you silence all electronic devices for the duration of tonight's ceremony. Please stand if you are able, and welcome to the podium Mr. Robert Gerapi III, who will lead us in singing the first verse of America the Beautiful. The words are on the back cover of the program.
For spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garapi. You may be seated. To all of the candidates for master's degrees and certificates of advanced graduate study, I echo the sentiments of every employee of this university when I say that we are exceptionally proud of you. In accepting the responsibilities that come with graduate work, each of you has pushed the limits of your education even further. We believe that you continue your journey beyond Bridgewater with greater expertise, new insights, and a renewed commitment to better the world. As educators, we plan you to know that our work has very little meaning until you are able to build upon it and transform it into a form of success that is unique to you. As we express our pride in you, we also offer our sincere thanks to you. I ask the faculty, librarians, administrators, and staff of the university to please join me in a round of applause for our graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, we at the university are proud of our president. I am pleased to introduce the 12th president of Bridgewater State University, Frederick Clark, a graduate of the class of 1983. In addition to his degree in political science from Bridgewater, President Clark holds a Juris Doctorate degree from Suffolk University. He served for many years as the district director for the late Congressman Joe Moakley. During that period, President Clark maintained close ties to his alma mater, serving terms as a member and later chairman of the university's Board of Trustees. In addition, President Clark served as chairman of the Massachusetts Board of Higher Education, as executive officer of the Massachusetts State University system. In 2010, he had a pivotal role in gaining legislative support for the granting of university status to Bridgewater and its sister state colleges. In November 2014, the Board of Trustees selected him to succeed Dr. Dana Mola-Faria, and he began his presidency on July 1st, 2015. Please join me in welcoming President Frederick Clark.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sharma. It is truly my great pleasure to welcome all of you here this evening and to thank you for helping us to celebrate the class of 2018. You deserve it. Go ahead. You do. I want to say right up front, it takes a small army of folks to organize commencement and to make this campus look so beautiful. So I would like to take a moment right here to recognize all of the volunteers from the BSU community who give selflessly of their talent and time throughout the year in preparation of this most special day for our graduates. Thank you to the Bridgewater community for putting your best efforts forward for our amazing graduates. Thank you, Bridgewater. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge a few special guests of the university. First, members of our Board of Trustees. I'd like you to stand and just remain standing until all of your names are called. Our chairman, Mr. Eugene Durgan, Chair of the Board of Trustees. Dr. Jean McCormick, Vice Chair of the Board. Mr. Kyle Bueno, our Student Trustee. Yep. Mr. Scott Longo, BSU Class of 1989. Mr. Edward Ned Murphy. Mr. Mark Oliari, Ms. Angela Pimentel, BSU Class of 2000 as well. Thank you, trustees. Thank you. Thank you. We have some very special guests on stage. Former United States Senator William Mo Cowan, Vice President, Litigation and Legal Policy of General Electric Company, and tonight's keynote speaker and honorary degree recipient, Mo Cowan. Yep. Also, Dr. Pia Durkin, Superintendent of the New Bedford Public Schools and our Distinguished Service Award recipient tonight. Pia. Seated in the audience, we have the New Bedford Public School administrators out here in force. We have Mrs. Stacy Cowan, Mr. Dennis Durkin. I would also like to recognize members of the armed services, veterans, our Civil Air Patrol folks, and any first responders. Let's have a warm round of applause for all of our special guests. I want to do this as well because yesterday my mother gave me a coffee mug for my desk, and on that coffee mug were printed the words, "I don't need Google because my mother knows everything." And those of us that have mothers know that that statement is absolutely true, of course. So, although we're a little in advance of Mother's Day, let's give it up for all of the mothers that are out there in the audience as well. It's now my privilege to introduce distinguished members of the campus community. At this time, I would like to ask all of our faculty and librarians to rise and please remain standing for just a moment. Faculty and librarians, please remain standing. I'd like to ask our professional and administrative staff to rise and remain standing as well. How about our deans and members of the Provost Council? Please rise and remain standing. I'd like to ask our university provosts and the vice presidents that are on the stage to please rise and also remain standing. To the parents, families, and friends of our graduating students, I hope that you take special note of all of those who are standing behind me. During their time at Bridgewater State University, our students have benefited from exceptional role models who guided and shaped them into the candidates before you this evening. They have personally invested in the noble causes of teaching, advising, supporting, counseling, and mentoring. Today, they are here to express their pride in the candidates' accomplishments and to offer their sincerest congratulations to you. Ladies and gentlemen, and members of tonight's graduating class, please join me in a warm round of applause for Bridgewater's finest. It's now my great pleasure to invite to the podium Mr. Eugene Durgan, Chairman of our Bridgewater State University Board of Trustees. Mr. Durgan has enjoyed a long career of leadership and has generously given of his time to this institution for over 25 years, serving as a volunteer on our BSU governing board as trustee and chair, in addition to serving as chair of our Bridgewater State University Foundation Board. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Durgan.
Thank you, President Clark. My guess is that there were times in the last few years where you doubted that this day may ever happen. Well, that worry is past. The sleepless nights are over. The "oh my Lord" feeling, "is this going to happen?" is now behind you. Your day has finally come. Of course, I'm talking to the parents and families of our graduates. I'm very privileged to extend to you the heartiest congratulations of the Board of Trustees. For several years now, we have been hearing of the achievements of the class of 2018, of its camaraderie, of the values you have brought to your soon-to-be alma mater, and the legacy you are leaving. We finally get the chance to see you gathered as a group, and we're very, very proud of you. In all of higher education, I doubt that there is a more disparate group that comes together than a graduate school class. But several years ago, you came together with your ambitions, your life experiences, and your aspirations to become this graduate class. You met as strangers, and now and for the rest of your lives, you will introduce or refer to somebody sitting close to you this evening as one of your best friends in life. You also came together a bit curious and perhaps a bit daunted by the studies that were ahead of you. Now, and for the rest of your lives, you will refer to one or more Bridgewater faculty members by name and perhaps seated behind me this evening as among the best teachers and mentors you've ever had. Over the course of many years, I've had the chance to meet literally thousands of Bridgewater grads. I can truly tell you that when you've met one Bridgewater graduate, you've met one Bridgewater graduate. With unique talents and values, Bridgewater alums have made extraordinary contributions to their families, their region, their state, and well beyond. You will do the same. You will soon learn of the deep and unbendable bond that exists between an alum and Bridgewater. And that bond will be as strong 50 years from now as it is today. You will gather many times as a reunion group and proudly remember the class of 2018. We wish you great success and happiness. But when those occasional lousy days happen, come back to Bridgewater. Come back by car, by train, by plane, or maybe just in a daydream. I know you'll be refreshed and reinvigorated. As a famous basketball coach used to tell his players, you can have many good days, but you can't have a perfect day unless you've done something to help somebody else. May you have many good days and many perfect days. And finally, so that we can have proper decorum at this felicitous occasion, we ask our family and friends, when your graduate comes across the stage to accept the degree they worked so hard to earn, that you scream your bloody heads off. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Gene. To bring greetings on behalf of the university's faculty and librarians, I'm pleased to invite to the podium Dr. Maria Hegblum, President of the Massachusetts State College Association Bridgewater Chapter and a member of our Communication Studies Department. Maria.
Good evening. At the beginning of each semester, I often ask my students, why are you here? Not as some existential query about the meaning of life, or even an interrogation about whether they signed up for my class on the sole basis that it fit in their schedule, but rather to better understand the reasons that they came to college and what they hope to get out of it. Almost invariably, the most common response I receive to this question is, to get a job. Perhaps you've thought this very thing yourself. I cannot fault you for that. Jobs are important. They help provide us with the means to take care of ourselves, to be free from stress of want, to have a quality of life that we wouldn't otherwise have. But a job is more than that. It is also work. Perhaps you have heard the saying, find a job you love and you will never work a day in your life. Well, I do love my job, as do most of your faculty and librarians. But as any of us will tell you, especially at the end of the semester, it is still work. Whether you call it a job, occupation, profession, or even a calling, you will spend a great deal of your future life working. This can sound kind of awful. We tend to treat work as synonymous with drudgery or toil. We consider it what we have to do when we are not free to do what we want to do. And while work can be these things, it is also one of the most meaningful and important things we do in the world. It is through our labor that we build our society, communities, and even relationships. We don't call childbirth labor for nothing. Labor gives birth to great accomplishments, and our accomplishments in work matter far beyond ourselves. This is true of all work, even the work that we often fail to see or acknowledge. Your time at BSU was made easier, more enjoyable, and more meaningful by the work that people did every day. The work that kept the bathrooms clean, the lights, computers, and printers in order, the work that kept you fed, the work that kept the grounds groomed so that we could all fully enjoy the 2 days of spring we had this year. This work often goes unnoticed, but this work enriches our campus and experiences. It matters. Today, we celebrate your work and what you have accomplished through it. It is no small feat and no meaningless amount of work that has brought you here today. And for many of you, it was work you had to juggle with other paid work and other unpaid work of family and relationships. As your faculty, we sit here today, after hours of grading, writing, advising, teaching, of working, to celebrate your accomplishments. Your work and ours as well. Your work as students is bound with ours. And sitting here with you today, this is the best part of our work. It is on this day that we recognize the meaningfulness of what we do, and for this, we thank you. We call it commencement because it is not an end, it is a beginning. And your work is just beginning. I hope that you all find jobs. But more importantly, I hope that you all recognize the significance of your work. I hope that you have opportunities to see the meaningfulness of what you do each day, no matter what form that work takes. I hope you recognize the ways in which you touch the lives around you through the work that you do. I hope you respect the sometimes painful, exhausting, and even boring parts. And most importantly, I hope you fight for that respect. I hope you fight for the material and personal recognition your work deserves, and I hope you value the work and the struggle, value work of others and their struggles. So in the words of the late Gene Stonehouse, who recognized the importance and meaning of our work together and fought for this, we wish you all the good things of life. Love in your homes, friendships, meaningful work, lives well lived. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hegblum. It's a Bridgewater tradition for the president to offer a few parting thoughts. Let me first congratulate you on your graduation from Bridgewater State University. This is a day you will always remember, not only because it's an important milestone in your lives, but because you had to expend tremendous effort over a number of years just to achieve it. You sacrificed, endured long nights of studying, immersed yourself in research, and balanced your education with the demands of work and family. I am sure that there were many nights where you were just too tired or too stressed to study, but you studied anyway. You overcame obstacles and perhaps moments of self-doubt to arrive right here. You earned your BSU degree, and we and your families are very, very proud of you. While our graduate students balance many roles and obligations, I want to speak to you tonight about one other role, a position that is perhaps the most important that you hold in a democracy like ours. I am speaking about what former Supreme Court Justice Brandeis referred to as the highest office of the land, that of citizen. Our responsibility as engaged citizens is the very heartbeat of our democracy. If we lose sight of its importance and meaning, our democracy is at risk. I had the good fortune in my career to work for nearly 25 years for a man who embodied good citizenship. Congressman Joe Moakley, for whom the Moakley Center on our campus is named, was a patriotic American. The highest calling for him was public service, and he worked tirelessly every day to better the lives of his constituents. He respected everyone that he encountered. People were not Democrats or Republicans to Joe. They were Americans or human beings. He worked across the aisle. Good ideas were good ideas no matter who proposed them. He was not caught up in the trappings of power, but remained humble, true to his roots. He was, for me, the quintessential servant leader. He was the good citizen. And no one embodies good citizenship today more than our commencement speaker, Senator Mo Cowan. Senator Cowan is a great citizen. He didn't necessarily set out to become a public servant, but when duty called, he answered. First, he served our state in many senior positions under Governor Deval Patrick. And when then Senator John Kerry was appointed U.S. Secretary of State, Senator Cowan again stepped up to serve the people of Massachusetts in the U.S. Senate. The same is true of our Distinguished Service Award recipient, Dr. Pia Durkin, who was called upon to serve students in a challenged school district. She did not hesitate to step in, do her very best, and for all of the right reasons. But you don't need to be a superintendent or a U.S. senator to be a good citizen. So what does it mean for you to be an engaged citizen in this democracy? Let me begin by saying that you have been well prepared for this role at BSU. Our purpose as a university is in part to cultivate engaged, responsible citizens. As you have immersed yourself in your respective programs, you developed at least 3 sets of skills that are vital to carrying out citizenship. Frederick Lawrence, the CEO of Phi Beta Kappa, described those skills perfectly. First, citizens must be able to turn information into knowledge. You have access, literally in the palm of your hand, to more information than ever before in human history. But having information by itself is not enough. One of the important purposes of the liberal arts is to make informed judgments about what information is trustworthy and true. That is not always easy. Second, a citizen must be able to evaluate arguments, to apply knowledge, to assess the strength of different points of view. In this era, we have to listen for and search out diverse opinions before making a decision. And third, we must be able to engage in reasoned and respectful debate with one another. Those are not simple skills. They take a lifetime of learning to master. We hope that your Bridgewater education has instilled in you an appreciation for learning, developing new knowledge, and engaging in open, honest, and respectful dialogue. These skills will be critical not only for your own personal success, but your success in the position of a citizen, and ultimately for the continued success of America's great democratic experiment. Though we tend to think of democracy as a set of institutions, constitutions, legislatures, courts, or elections, it actually rests on a set of core values about how we interact with each other within a shared community. For example, we all possess certain fundamental rights, such as the freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and the right to vote. These rights are basic to any democracy, but they need to be exercised judiciously and with respect for each other. In addition, as citizens, we can and should vigorously advocate for what we think is right. I personally admire people who fight for a cause in which they deeply believe. But we must also accept the need to compromise. Compromise is not weakness. It is based on the realization that communities cannot be preserved if every part of the community insists on getting everything it wants. Democracy is fragile. It can be hard-fought at times, but it should not be a blood sport. Finally, the premise of democracy is that we make better decisions when everyone has the chance to express their views through mutual exchange of ideas. Our founders valued deliberation above all else for that reason. If higher education teaches us anything, it should be that none of us has a monopoly on truth or virtue. I hope in the time you've been here at BSU, you learned many things that you didn't know before, or perhaps you realized that your views on certain issues might have been based on shaky assumptions. And on occasion, maybe you even changed your mind. That, my friends, is the way it should be, since good citizenship is grounded in a certain humility as well as respect for the views of others. As you depart BSU, here is my charge to you. Just as we have been committed to your success, I ask you to become good citizens and take responsibility for the success of this nation. Many of you are already active in your communities. I call on you to stay involved, volunteer, engage in causes both big and small, participate, and vote. But please do so in a way that is respectful of each other. Do so by recognizing that we are all Americans, not combatants in enemy camps. Do so in a way that makes the good of our communities and nation your touchstone. And do so in a way that honors the ultimate sacrifice many women and men have made to preserve our democracy. In short, be a good citizen. We, of course, know that some of our graduates and guests here tonight are from other countries, and thus we also remember the words of former Secretary General of the United Nations and Nobel Prize winner Kofi Annan, who said, and I quote, "No one is born a good citizen. No nation is born a democracy. Rather, both are processes that continue to evolve over a lifetime," end quote. So take what you've learned here at Bridgewater State University and bring it to the world. Treat your fellow citizens as you have treated your fellow students. In my years as president, I have been deeply touched by how you care for and support each other. I have been inspired by your public spiritedness and desire to improve the world around you. Go forth and be the good citizens that we so urgently need. Thank you and congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. It is now my great honor to introduce tonight's keynote speaker, Senator William Mo Cowan. He likes Mo. He goes by Mo. Senator Cowan is currently Vice President of Litigation and Legal Policy at the General Electric Company, which recently broke ground on its new Boston headquarters. Senator Cowan joined GE after serving as counsel to Mintz Levin, Cohn, Ferris, Golofsky, and Popio, one of the state's leading law firms, and as president and executive officer of ML Strategies, the law firm's government affairs and policy consulting group, where he advised some of our most influential business and cultural institutions. Before rejoining Mintz Levin, Senator Cowan represented the Commonwealth of Massachusetts as interim United States Senator, becoming only the second African American to represent Massachusetts in that body and the 8th African American in history to serve in the United States Senate. Before his term in the U.S. Senate, Senator Cowan served Governor Deval Patrick in 3 critical roles as Chief Legal Counsel, Chief of Staff, and as Senior Advisor. In those roles, he directed strategic planning, advised the governor on all domestic and international affairs, and managed regulatory and legislative policy. He regularly engaged with leaders of our public colleges and university, including Bridgewater State University. Senator Cowan serves on a number of Boston area boards including as a director of Eastern Bank, Partners Healthcare, co-chair of the Greater Boston YMCA Board of Overseers, and as a trustee at Northeastern University and Massachusetts General Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very proud to welcome your keynote speaker tonight, our friend, Senator Mo Cowan.
Thank you. Thank you and good evening. Before I begin my prepared remarks, I want to apologize to you all, actually to two audiences. For those being live streamed, this is for whom was watching this in the live stream, please know I did not know that was going to happen. Trust me, I look better on radio. For those under this glorious tent, because it is being live streamed, it is so well lit. Had I known so, I would have worn the mortarboard and spared you the glare from my dome. Apologies. President Clark, Dean Bem, deans, provosts, Chair Durgan, trustees, graduates, family, parents, and distinguished guests. I am indeed honored to join you this evening in celebration. And when I say I'm honored, I am truly, truly honored. For I know as your commencement speaker, I now hold the distinction of being the very first thing you are going to forget about your time at Bridgewater State. Now, dear graduates, the theme of my remarks tonight is, in one form or another, to be aware of and engage with the world around you. With that in mind, again, let me acknowledge my own awareness that I am one of the last things between you and getting out of this university. So I will be brief, or at least as brief as a lawyer and a politician tends to be. Before I get too deep into my remarks, I want to acknowledge your families, friends, and other supporters who are under the tent this evening and watching online, for they are here to celebrate your latest accomplishment, graduates. You can't see them because you're facing me, but as I look out from this vantage point, you will be pleased to know that from the looks on their faces, I know that they are proud of you beyond compare. Their faces, yes. And by the looks of some of those faces, I imagine part of the happiness and joy is that many of you have finally concluded your education. Sadly, if only the same were true for your student loan payments. The first of which will be due, believe it or not, as soon as I'm done with this speech. Seriously, the folks here tonight certainly are among your biggest champions. So, as much as they are here to salute you, graduates, if you would, join me in saluting them for the support they have given you all along the way. So as we gather here tonight to congratulate and celebrate your latest accomplishments, I want you to know that I am humbled by your collective success and the dedication and perseverance I know it takes to get you in this arena this evening. As a graduate school alumnus myself, yes, believe it or not, law school is a legit graduate program, I have a sense of the effort you all made to sit in the chairs under this tent. I say I have a sense because, unlike you committed folks, I chose a course of graduate study that I knew would get me in and out of school in 3 years. I cannot believe how long some of you have actually been studying to get this diploma. Side note to the MBA students in the class, I applaud you and say well played and well done. Well played indeed. See, law students despise business school students for many reasons, but primarily because you were smart enough to find a program that was shorter and that was going to pay you even better. But I digress. Tonight, we're here because you've all put in the time and energy to make this evening possible. You attended the classes, you wrote the papers, you counseled students and those in need, you created projects, you taught classes, you gave lectures, all, in the case of many of you, while continuing your professional careers and spending time and supporting your families. That is amazing, and that is certainly one way to get a graduate degree from Bridgewater State. The other, as you're soon to find out, is to agree to be the historical footnote that is your commencement speaker. Thank you, Mr. President. When Dean Bem places that piece of parchment in your hands, it will certify to all that you are imbued with all the knowledge a graduate degree from BSU can offer. And knowledge is, as they say, power. But knowledge is nothing when compared to wisdom. If knowledge is power, wisdom is a reflection of how you use that power. You have spent nearly every day here at BSU and beyond acquiring knowledge. Now, after this evening, I charge you to spend the rest of your life pursuing and applying wisdom. Wisdom and knowledge often are confused, but knowledge without wisdom means little and is of little use. Never mistake knowledge for wisdom, said Arthur Sandara Carey. One helps you make a living, the other helps you make a life. You see, wisdom is the ability to discern and judge which aspects of our knowledge are true, right, lasting, and applicable to our lives. Knowledge is easy. Wisdom, on the other hand, takes effort, trial, error, pain, blood, sweat, and tears. The differences between knowledge and wisdom likely have never been more distinct as they are in these times of fake news and alternative facts. A time where anyone, and that's nearly all of us, with a smartphone and social media accounts assert opinion and conjecture as fact. A time where these so-called facts are amplified by retweets and likes and go viral in a matter of minutes. A time when those privileged to lead us brazenly admit that any fact they do not like is, in fact, not a fact at all. You, on the other hand, have spent your time at this great university studying actual facts, theories and concepts, all in the pursuit of actual knowledge. As graduate students, you long ago started down the path of wisdom acquisition. I suspect that was at the root of your decision to attend this university and pursue your degree. It certainly was the case with me. But now, here this evening, you are ever more primed to go forth and live the creed of this great institution. Not to be ministered unto, but to minister it. You now are even more ready to spend your days acquiring wisdom as you pursue a full life with true purpose while making a difference in the world. So how do you do that? You marry your hard-earned knowledge with all-important perspective. Perspective, of course, does not come as an add-on to your diploma that's awaiting you. No, you need to go out and earn perspective. You must live and engage with the world, the whole world around you to gain the necessary perspective. I encourage you as you pursue your chosen field or calling to also invest your time, talent, and treasure in giving back to a society that has given you tremendous opportunity already. This very institution was founded on this concept, created and shaped by pioneers with the goal of improving society by improving our educational infrastructure and better preparing those who wish to serve as leaders, teachers in the field. The founders of this institution sought to create an environment where learners could become teachers, empowered to change and improve the world around them. Thus, we rest comfortably upon a foundation of social justice, calling upon all of us to consider and address problems that may not even affect us, but which we know trouble the many. Bridgewater State's commitment to social justice remains as important today as it was in the days of Horace Mann and challenges us to seek wisdom and find ways to better the world around us. I have tried to meet that challenge in my own life pursuits. In 2009, I was a partner in a large Boston area law firm and can honestly say I was living comfortably. I had become a partner in that firm at a relatively young age, and at the time, one of only a few black partners in Boston area law firms. This was heady stuff for this blue-collar kid from rural North Carolina, a town of about 3,000 folks. A kid whose parents were raised in the Jim Crow South, attending segregated schools. A kid who still is the only member of his immediate family to attend and graduate from a four-year college, much less a great graduate program like yours. Yet there I was one day in my office. I can't recall what I was doing immediately before the events I now describe to you, but I can recall every circumstance that followed from the phone call I received on this day. Because when I answered the call, the governor of the Commonwealth was on the other end. Now, the governor at the time was Deval Patrick, and if I'm being honest, it wasn't altogether unusual that he would have called. He had long been a friend and a mentor since my earliest days as a lawyer. But on this day, he was calling to tell me he wanted to become my boss. He was offering me an opportunity to join his administration. Now, taking the job would mean resigning from my partnership, putting my private practice on the shelf, and as a result, saying goodbye to a significant portion of my compensation. Imagine having that conversation with your spouse. Nonetheless, I jumped at the opportunity. Why, you may ask? I jumped at the opportunity because at the time I was finding myself spending more and more of my time away from my client work and the firm. Instead, I was being drawn to activities that pulled me into communities and causes. And this was not at all good for my billable hour requirement. I joined the board of a charter school, worked with an organization focused on music education, mentored students from high school to grad school, and got involved with political campaigns. Each of these activities enriched me personally and improved my professional skills. Most importantly, by making more of a conscious effort to engage with the world around me beyond my office confines, I gained valuable perspective. Some might call it wisdom that improved my life in so many ways. These experiences also made me aware that I was at that time in the wrong day job. In that day job, I was certainly doing well, but I was not convinced I was doing enough good. So along comes Governor Patrick, and he offered me an opportunity to recalibrate through public service. He gifted me the chance to engage daily on significant issues of public policy and private concern to residents all across Massachusetts. And in so doing, I learned the truth of Sophocles' words: wisdom outweighs any wealth. Graduates, as you ponder your next moves, consider what mark you're going to choose to leave on the world as you engage. Remember that while your family will inherit your money, the entire world may benefit from your wisdom through purposeful engagement with the people and the world around you. I urge you to do your part by staying engaged and owning up to our shared responsibility to our fellow humans and to the world, recognizing that together we are at our best when we are working to ensure that we all have an honest opportunity at our dreams and we all can benefit from equality and justice, which is our right. And this is what we gain through collective social engagement. Graduates, thank you for allowing me to speak to you this evening. I wish you the very, very best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Cowan. The granting of an honorary degree is a longstanding tradition of colleges and universities. Honorary degrees recognize those whose significant and sustained achievements make lasting contributions to society. Other than the earned doctorate, the honorary degree is the highest recognition that colleges and universities can bestow. I now invite Mr. Durgan and Senator Cowan to join me at the podium.
The Honorable William Morris Moe Cowan, in recognition of your extraordinary commitment to improve the lives of the citizens of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and your leadership role in public policy, The Bridgewater State University Board of Trustees is pleased to award and the President to confer the Honorary Doctorate of Public Service honoris causa at this 2018 Graduate Commencement Convocation with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
We're very busy up here. Very, very busy. The Distinguished Service Award from Bridgewater State University is intended to honor a person whose significant acts of public service have created opportunities for citizens of southeastern Massachusetts to improve the quality of their lives. As New Bedford's Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Pia Durkin oversees an urban district with nearly 13,000 students. In 2013, Dr. Durkin was the only superintendent in Massachusetts selected by the State Commissioner of Elementary and Secondary Education to act as a receiver for a school under state control. Under her leadership, the district has made significant strides with upgrades and investments in programs and technology, including developing an ambitious internal training program for ESL teachers, the first of its kind in Massachusetts. Under the turnaround plan, New Bedford High School's graduation rate is the highest it has been in more than a decade. The Department of Elementary and Secondary Education has now released the district from state monitoring. Prior to serving in New Bedford, Dr. Durkin served as superintendent for Attleboro Public Schools, leading a team to transform its schools towards strong student results. In her education roles, Dr. Durkin has been a vibrant partner and a friend to BSU. I now invite Dr. Pia Durkin and Mr. Eugene Durgan to please join me at the podium. All of us at BSU are pleased to present to you, Pia, our Distinguished Service Award for your remarkable service to the people of this region. Congratulations. Pia and I were the same height when she first started as superintendent. I am now pleased to introduce tonight's student speaker, your student speaker, Mr. Christopher Koutros, a candidate for the Master of Education in Instructional Technology. Chris is a native of Woonsocket, Rhode Island, but now calls Bridgewater home. He received his Bachelor of Arts degree in philosophy from the College of the Holy Cross in Worcester and a Master of Science in Chemistry from the University of Massachusetts, Boston. Upon receiving his master's degree, he plans to continue teaching chemistry at Oliver Ames High School in Easton, which is parenthetically, or by the way, my alma mater as well. Members of the class of 2018, please join me in welcoming your commencement speaker, Mr. Christopher Koutros. Go get him.
President Clark, trustees, faculty and staff, honored guests, and families, thank you. Graduates, congratulations. Today, we celebrate achievement. All of us have wrestled with challenging coursework and worked in depth on problems that parallel those found in our careers. Most importantly, we have succeeded by earning a degree or advanced certificate. Our education at Bridgewater State University is more than just training. It has prepared us to be leaders and equipped us with the tools to serve others. The world that we are heading into is in desperate need of our knowledge, skills, and initiative. Think of the struggles we see around us: students facing mental health needs, towns balancing tough budgets, businesses protecting data from cyber threats. Because of your BSU education, you are the person prepared to face a similar challenge in your work. I'm a high school chemistry teacher. I applied to the instructional technology program because of a struggle in my classroom: cell phones. I didn't just fear that they distracted students from learning. I had bigger worries. I've been told that fireballs in chem lab make great Snapchat photos. Or, how do I teach students when screen time is not appropriate? For example, at a job interview, driving, on a date. Not that I'm much better with my device. I'm embarrassed to say that my boss has seen me once or twice on my phone at a faculty meeting. My experience at BSU may not have given me preternatural willpower to avoid distractions, but I am leaving with 2 insights that I want to share with you. First, never let technology be a barrier to encountering the people around us. Second, be inspired to serve others by the example of those who have supported us. Like many of you, some of my coursework was online and some was in a traditional classroom. My first assignment at BSU in my first ever online class was about net etiquette. Dr. Wynn insisted that we always start an electronic message by addressing the recipient by name. Addressing someone by name is more than just about etiquette, though. There's power in using someone's name. There's a real person at the other end of an email, even if we had not yet met them face to face. I challenge you to consider how you use technology. Never let technology be a barrier to seeing the person behind it. Technology connects us, but can also divide us. Bridge that gap. Moving on to my second point, like many of you, my best experiences at BSU have come from the people I've met here: professors, classmates, staff. We have been blessed by the support of caring mentors who lifted up our accomplishments while challenging us to do better than we thought we could. Likewise, we've been challenged by our classmates who improved our work by their feedback. Many of us presented at the Student Arts and Research Symposium. It feels good to solve a problem, to share what we've learned, to look what others are doing and be inspired by it. And of course, we have received support from our families and friends. Without them, we wouldn't be here tonight. I would especially like to thank my husband, Paul. This is a special place. We walk on the same ground and according to the example of nearly 2 centuries of students and teachers before us. The motto of BSU, as you've heard, is not to be ministered unto, but to minister. But what does that mean to us? Please consider the example of the community gathered here. The faculty who want the best for us, our families who support us. Consider the firefighters who in 1924 worked to save the original Normal School right there as it burned, and those in the fire station just a few feet away who watch over this renewed campus today. This is a public institution. It's invested with the hopes and dreams of our Commonwealth and the Bridgewater community who helped build this school and who continue to support it. I challenge you, and please embrace Bridgewater's mission and legacy of service to others, in emulation of those who came before and those around us now. Let us follow their example and be an example to others through our own acts of service. In closing, congratulations on your achievements. Despite the challenges of modern technology, remember to engage personally with the people around you. This encounter with others, offering support and care, is how we've been served here at BSU and how we should use our degrees to serve the world around us. The optimist sees the glass half full. The pessimist sees the glass half empty. The chemist sees the glass completely full, half with water and half with air. Please join me in seeing the glass always full, half with the challenges that surround us, but full with the promise of a better world we will build together. Thank you.
Thank you, Christopher. I would now like to invite Dr. Lisa Kristoff-Behm, the Dean of College of Graduate Studies, to the podium to present the 2 Distinguished Graduate Thesis Awards and the Distinguished Graduate Research Project Award.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The College of Graduate Studies is pleased to announce the recipients of the 2 Distinguished Graduate Thesis Awards and the Distinguished Research Project Award. The purpose of these awards is to recognize graduates who have written a distinguished thesis or research project, as well as those graduates who have engaged in distinguished creative scholarship as part of their degree program. The criteria for these awards include originality of the project, quality of writing, presentation of the work, creativity, and contribution to the discipline. The recipient of the first Distinguished Graduate Thesis Award is Senyong Choi, who is receiving his Master of Science in Criminal Justice. Mr. Choi's thesis is entitled Illegal Gambling and Its Operation via the Darknet and Bitcoin, an Application of Routine Activity Theory. Dr. Kung-Shik Choi served as the chair of the thesis committee, with Dr. Khadijah Monk and Dr. Robert Grantham serving as readers. Would Mr. Choi please come forward to accept this award? The recipient of the second Distinguished Graduate Thesis Award is Craig DeMello, who is receiving this Master of Arts in English. Mr. DeMello's thesis is titled, Fight the Power, Subversion in the Oral Tradition of African American Art. Dr. Kimberly Davis served as the chair of the thesis committee, with Dr. Lee Torta and Dr. Emily Field serving as readers. The recipient of the Distinguished Graduate Research Project Award is Ms. Erin Wiggin, who is earning her CAGS in Educational Leadership. Ms. Wiggins' research project is titled Identifying Effective Supports for Secondary Students with Mental Health Needs. Dr. Stephen Nelson served as the chair of the Research Project Committee, with Dr. Robert McManus and Dr. Phyllis Gimbel serving as readers. Would Erin Wiggin please come forward to receive this award? Would Mr. DeMello please come forward to receive his award? Sorry, Craig, I only read things that are in yellow, and it wasn't in yellow. I follow orders very carefully. Let's give everyone a round of applause.
We have now reached the point in the program that everyone has come to witness, the awarding of degrees. Would President Clark and Provost Ismaili please come forward?
Will the candidates for the certificates of advanced graduate study and the master's degrees please rise? President Clark, I am pleased to present the candidates for the certificates of advanced graduate study and for the degrees of Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Science, Master of Education, Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Accountancy, Master of Public Administration, and Master of Social Work.
Thank you, Provost Ismaili. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Bridgewater State University, I hereby award the Certificate of Advanced Graduate Study and confer on you the degrees of Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Science, Master of Education, Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Accountancy, Master of Public Administration, and Master of Social Work, and welcome you to the company of scholars and professionals with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations. Okay. You can be seated. Thank you.
President Clark, I am pleased to welcome Dean Christoph Bem back to the stage.
Will the recipients of the certificates of advanced graduate study and master's degrees please come forward?
For the College of Education and Allied Studies, the Certificate of Advanced Graduate Study in Counseling, Nicole Nadeau. The Certificate of Advanced Graduate Study in Educational Leadership, Kelly Marie Cook. Michael Robert Loesch. Lois Marie Miller. Caitlin Morelli. Rosemary L. Muller. Paraskevi Maria Pierce. Rebecca May Pinkerton. Katie Deborah Plantzady. Angelina Resendez Tavares. The degree of Master of Education in Counseling, Olufemi Akinwundi. Chrislyn E. Antonellis. Michael Pierre Arnado. Ashley Patricia Becker. Patricia E. Carley. Daisha Anise Cohen. Eric Henry Converse. Erin Ann Daly. Rebecca Jen DeMello. Darcy West Gilmore. Garrett George Gomes. Linsdale Graham. Maxanne Holman. Kelly Jean Hulick. Emily Catherine Johnson. Emily Randall Lapan. There we go. Michelle Ann LeBlanc. Remy Chrisman Lee. Danielle Looney. Jennifer Marie McCann. Barry Paul Meltzer. Megan Elizabeth Silva. Kathleen Marie Young. The degree of Master of Education in Early Childhood Education, Rachel Marie Lombauer. Christina Marie Luongo. The degree of Master of Education in Educational Leadership, Diana Marie Cowan. Marco G. DeBrito. Gary Anthony Maestas. John Patrick Mosher. John Webster Newcomb. Valdir Texiera Silva. Frisia D. Varela. The degree of Master of Education in Elementary Education, Rachel Justine Angelo. Kelly Hill Baggett. Stuart Larry Bauer. Eldine Beaubrun Montauban. Tiana Collins. Carrie Ann Enright. Samantha Ewing Gaglio. Amanda Marie Johnson. Tanya Jean LaRoche. Karen Sarah Letty. Daria Nicole Millerick. Amber Marie Mukatarian. Tracy Timmons Nyland. Jeline Marie Nunes. Amanda Renee Pimentel. Chelsea Morgan Rogers. Caroline Marie Sadler. Andrea Elizabeth Tate. The degree of Master of Education in Instructional Technology, Christina Marie Gallant. David Eric Hicks II. Megan Lynn Molander. Stacy Ellen Osborne. Estefania G. Van Housen Lorraine. The degree of Master of Education in Pre-K through 12 Education for Educators in Non-U.S. Settings, Karen Grace Clark. Constance Frances Hyde. Denise Nicole Matthews. Ricardo Gregorio Wickob. The degree of Master of Education in Reading, Athena Liusas Antonopoulos. Sarah Lynn Barney. Ariel Ashley Trott. The degree of Master of Education in Special Education, Kristen Lee Aborn. Tara Lorraine Anderson. Rebecca Kathleen Ahrens. Taryn Helene Arigdi. Christine Elizabeth Bernardino. Michael Paul Bernier. Emily Louise Botash. Matthew David Brady. Stephanie Capuzzo. Lauren Nicole Cartier. Isilda da Costa Farias. Kenneth Bradford Davol. Courtney Lynn Dumaris. Kelly Duffy.
A little longer to get out that time.
Sarah Elizabeth Dimmick. Hannah Catherine Emery. Christina Nicole Farley. Lauren Kathleen Fitzgerald. Sarah Gallagher. Bruce David Gardner, Jr. Isabel Gonzalez. David Charles Griffin. Kellyanne Griffin. Lee Michelle Guari. Sheila Claire Hallgren. Laura Rosa Hayes. Amanda Nicole Hibbard. Karen Elizabeth Hurley. Sean Patrick Jones. Brittany Elizabeth Kaisamore. Jessica Marie Kustka. Maureen Teresa Larkin. Joanne Latouche. Maria Nicole Lawler. Kristen Marie Lazaro. Alicia Marie Lindy. Erin Hannon Mitchell. Danielle Elizabeth Mooney. Danielle Renee Moreau. Latasha Moses. Nicole Lee O'Neill. Lindsay Jean Perkins. Bethany Joy Pulio. Caitlin Alice Reno. Mary Margaret Rhodes. June Lillian Rowan. Morgan Meredith Rowe. Danielle Patricia Sanchez. Danielle H. Santos. Suzanne Martha Schaub. Mariah Elizabeth Scott. Leah Ellison Skinner. Colleen Michelle Summers. Catherine Jean Sullivan. Catherine Nora Trahan. Maria Isabel Vasquez. Lindsay Ann Veloso. Mary Grace Wolf. The degree of Master of Science in Athletic Training, Alexa Chilton Capion. Masahiro Matsubara. Haruki Mukochi. Haley Ann Residori. The degree of Master of Science in Physical Education, Kristen Joan Cook. Kyle David Albert Duguay. Rose Uzoma Elekanachi. For the Louis M. Ricciardi College of Business, the degree of Master of Business Administration, Alyssa Marie Chiralanza. Courtney N. Daniel. Kelly A. Enos. Dominic S. Grasso. Sean Stephen Joyce. Wendy J. Messalini. Sharon Nabugawa. Joseph Anthony Nuru. Justin D. Powell. Jennifer O. Reddy. Sarah Ann Rocco. Jelen S. Van der Larschut. John C. Welch, Jr. The degree of Master of Science in Accountancy, Hisham Bujnan. Karen Lynn Dempsey. Mary Carol Dubin. Camilla T. Fernandez. Nicholas George Gargano. Theodoros Geomakis. Hazel Gail Gamad Waste. So. Michaela Beverly Kinney. Megan Alyssa Larguino. Courtney A. Lee. Carabeth Lees. Dania Salim Marhamo. Jean Bruni Mashad. Alexandra Paula Cosvera. Michaela Ann Ryan. Patrick William Sacco. Colton Matthew Schilling. Jordan Michael Spoladoro. Natalie Torres. Brittany Marie Wesson. The College of Humanities and Social Sciences. The degree of Master of Arts in English. Laura Lee Banville Field. George E. Gay III. Abigail Bethany Hess. Joseph Opella. Opiella. Catherine Ann Robenheimer. Kayla Marie Spagna. The degree of Master of Arts in Psychology. Alexandra Kayla Aruda. Christina Ann Brown. Nicole Craig. Eleni Damaris. Lauren Emily Philippe. Trisha Jean Gordon. Stephanie Knox. Allison Medeiros. Michelle Ann Namison. Connor Ashlyn Parker. Amalia Perla. Chandri Rose Swainamer. The degree of Master of Arts in Teaching English. Stephanie Rose Churchill. Jenna Alyssa LaPierre. Carrier. Gregory Peter Shea. The degree of Master of Arts in Teaching, History, Norman Carey Everett. John Philip Freiberg IV. Teresa Mary Hall. Ashley Elizabeth Lipson. The degree of Master of Arts in Teaching, Music, Joanna Marie Cronin. The degree of Master of Arts in Teaching, Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, Haneen Ibrahim Al-Hazmi. Courtney Elizabeth Bigelow. Eliza May Bowes. Maureen Elizabeth Clark. Julia Jameson Grover. Deborah Iaquinto. Sarah Elizabeth Jackson. Kayla Oliveira. Mohammed Sangouf. Sujata Di Verma. Hello. The degree of Master of Public Administration, Corey Robert Ahonen. Kate L. Ashworth. Anthony Joel Bazile. Heather Christine Brady. Ama A. Bray. Anthony Michael Hebert. Easton Emmanuel Hill. Sean Francis Peters. Heather Rios Pistur. Michaela Lynn Santos. Ubahar Shung Shah. Femi Brielle Stoltz. The degree of Master of Science in Criminal Justice, Clinton Edward Apaza. Hannah Rose Carpenter. Dylan Matthew Carrero. Kellyanne Shalata. Casey Daniel Collier. Gianna Mae Crowley. Sarah Elizabeth Cummings. Christopher P. Fernandez. Jared Dominic Grazio. Oscar Alexander Guerrero. Jonathan Bishop Norton. Robert P. Pitts. Justin Alexander Riley. Patricia Marie Ryle. Mary Kate Taggart. Ashley Marie Willoughby. The School of Social Work. The degree of Master of Social Work. Christy Barboza. Mihan Diu Barrett. Hasina Begum. Heather Mulcahy Belanger. Laura Gibbs Bellotti. Tyler Scott Botello. Alexandra Lynn Breslin. Mary Rose Canton. Sarah Catherine Casey. Danielle Adrian Chandler. Sarah Elizabeth Coppenrath. Jennifer Mary Cullen. Larissa Dishard. Jessica Lynn DeRusso. Kevin T. Durant II. Shanice Elizabeth Edwards. Caitlin Caitlin Elizabeth Finnegan. Sandra Marie Flaherty. Marie Estes Flanagan. Heather Brooke Flynn. Brittany Marie Forgione. Jessica Elaine Hopkins. Christopher Allen Hutchinson. Regina Crystal Jean. Tyler James Jones. Courtney Joanna Keefe. Stacy Kufal. Jesse Childs Lacasse. Brendan B. Levesque. Ileana Molina Lima. Amanda Marie Mack. Sarah Elizabeth Mann. Madinez Maria Malenko. Amanda Elizabeth McBride. Micah Beth Moskoff. Laura Marie Mulvey. Michelle Christine Nash. Jessica Pauline Neary. Fallon E. Nickerson. Jennifer Lynn Ogle. Ogwa Opanwa Oji. Erin Louise Perry. Kristen Marie Ramage. Teresa Dos Reis Ribeiro. Alexandra Page Rowell. Marie Henri Saint-Cyr. Amanda Lee Sandoval. Mayor Skalal Sinatus. Rachel L. Sims. Jennifer Rose Sylvia. Iniobong Francis Udonwa. Amy Lynn Vieira. Brittany Erica Vo. Kristen May White. Allison Sharice Davis. Donna Marie Wilbur. Stephanie Rose Williams. The Bartlett College of Science and Mathematics. The degree of Master of Arts in Teaching, Mathematics. Ashley Louise Bosworth. Karen Collins Ellefson. Jessica Ann Kettner. Alexandra Jillian Ricciuti. The degree of Master of Science in Computer Science. Deepti Arora. Imran Nalini Eskem. Rajitha Belamkonda. Prajusha Rani Murla. Shri Monica Thirparedi. Make sure the right name. Sinyun Choi. Craig DeMello. Aaron Moore Wiggin. Christopher Cahill Koutros.
Is that me, Oma? Okay. Okay, folks, my friends, it is with open arms that we welcome all of our graduates to the community of scholars and professionals. Please join me in giving all of our graduates a well-earned round of applause. that one right there. All right. All right. Let's be honest, you deserve that. You deserved it. It is now my pleasure to ask Mr. Charles Stockbridge, Treasurer of the Bridgewater State University Alumni Association and graduate of the class of 1976 of BSU, to come to the podium to officially induct our graduates into the Alumni Association of Bridgewater State University. Mr. Stockbridge. Okay. Mr. President, welcome.
To bear witness to this induction, I call upon all alumni of Bridgewater State University who are present to please stand. And would the graduates also stand, please? President Clark, on your recommendation, I am pleased to induct into the membership in the Alumni Association graduates of the 2018 Graduate Commencement at Bridgewater State University. Fellow alumni, I welcome you into the association with all of us who have preceded you and ask that you share a continuing interest in the welfare and excellence of Bridgewater State University. I offer each of you my warm congratulations and best wishes. You may be seated. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stockbridge. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes this evening's program. Thank you for being present at this commencement ceremony and for celebrating the accomplishments of our graduates. I invite you to join us for a reception at the back of the tent immediately following the ceremony. Please remain at your seats until the recession has filed out of the tent. Family and friends, you may connect with your graduates at the reception. Congratulations, class of 2018.